Chris Southworth is Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce UK. And earlier I asked him about the potential impact of a blanket 20% tariff on exports to the US.
Well, I think the first point to make around all of this is that the Trump administration is creating enormous market uncertainty. We just don't know, and the policy is changing day by day. The impact of that means that boards in companies will be pausing investment. They'll be hesitating around the US, and the same for governments too. They'll be looking elsewhere, like companies will, to say that looking at the US and saying this is actually an unreliable, volatile market. Let's go somewhere else or look to somewhere else to reroute trade. It's quite interesting from a UK perspective because we saw this when the UK left Europe. The original route for Irish trade was over England through what used to be called the land bridge. That was rerouted literally within a week to avoid the UK mainland. And that's a great example of just how quickly businesses adapt to the situation. And that's not good news for the US economy.
Well, I mean, who do you think, which side do you think is going to come out the greater loser? Donald Trump has acknowledged that there will be some pain to the US economy, but many outsiders say that they will feel the pain the most.
Well, everybody's going to feel some pain here, but let's put things in context. The US economy is no longer the market economy in trade. It's 13% of global trade. So 87% of global trade actually doesn't rely on the US. But tariffs have the potential to impact 1.7 trillion of global trade. That's 5%. So that should sort of put things in a little bit of wider context that, yes, it will be disruptive, but I think what we'll see is companies starting to look elsewhere, governments doing the same. We're already starting to see new alliances and dialogues going on, whether it's Japan and China or whether it's the emerging markets. Because they're responding to de-risk their national economies, just like companies are de-risking their supply chains. And none of that's good news for the US. So the big loser, I think, in the short, medium, long term will be the US economy.